What's going on, guys? So today's video, I had to dress up a little bit because I got a guest and we're going to be talking about a very masculine and classy scent. So we're going to be diving into the luxury brand of Bvlgari or Bvlgari. It's more luxury when it comes to their jewelry. Fragrances, not so much. Today we're going to be talking about Bvlgari Man in Black Essence, and I got my friend John from the channel 40 Over Fashion. So definitely had to class it up a little bit. This fragrance is actually launched in 2017 and is classed as an Oriental Spicy. It is a limited edition, and from what I heard, they only created or produced 3,000 bottles, but you could still get this online. But unfortunately, you're gonna spend a little bit of money. But before I give you my take, John, why don't you give us yours?
Hey Chad, thanks for having me on one of your videos, man. And thanks again for sending over a bunch of these little fragrance samples, man. I really appreciate everything that you sent over. So just really quick, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm John and I'm the founder of 40 Over Fashion. I've been making content that's been helping more mature men look better, feel better, and have more confidence since 2014. Okay, so Bvlgari Man in Black Essence. Now, truth be told, I'm not a fragrance expert, nor have I ever claimed to be. I've got an average to decent fragrance collection, but I don't have really any experience with this one in particular. So I've been wearing it on and off for the last week and a half, and on my inexperienced nose, I'm getting some booze, some vanilla, maybe a little bit of tobacco, some leather, dark red wine, and some spice and cinnamon. So in my opinion, I think this one might be best suited for evenings, right? And not so much middle of the daytime. It tends to read a little more seductive and sexy in my opinion, and it's masculine for sure. It's kind of like an I'm in charge fragrance, and I think really for that reason I might say it's more of a cool weather fragrance and not so much like hot summertime daytime, right? Think cool evening, cool fall evening, fireside, all snuggled up with your lady friend. I had my girlfriend smell this on a few different occasions, and while she really did like it, she thinks it's a more mature fragrance for an older gentleman, right? Not so much for a young 20-something guy. She also mentioned that there was this musk note that she didn't really care for, and I might have to agree with that. Now, it isn't that I don't like it, right? It's just, it has this weird powdery note that sort of floats on top of everything. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you can get the notes of cinnamon and booze sort of underneath it, but there's this top layer of powder that just throws me off a little bit, and I'm not really sure how else to explain that. Also, it doesn't really seem to last on my skin for more than about 2.5 or 3 hours, and I would say projection is relatively low. Anyway, that's my take on this particular fragrance. Thanks again, Chad, for having me on, man. I really appreciate it, and I really like what you're doing on your channel. I'd love to come back anytime in the future. Just let me know. Thanks again.
John, I really do appreciate it, and hopefully this was a somewhat of an upgrade because my style will never compare to yours, and I might need your services. So when this COVID stuff is over, come on up to Toronto, and hopefully it's free. You're supposed to help me out. We're friends, right? Note breakdown according to Fragrantica. Top notes are going to be rum and spices with the mid being flowers and musk, and the base is oriental notes, resin, and gaiac wood. So what do I get out of this scent here? Now, this has been on my hand probably for like 10 minutes because this has been many takes. In the opening, this really opens up with an overabundance of spices. Like, this is like opening up a spice, like a cabinet of spices. But I do get lots of booze and woods. The opening, really that first 2 hours is really challenging to my nose. It's overly masculine. This, if I were to spray this on my bald dome, I'm pretty positive that this will sprout hairs. This is very spicy. It's boozy, it's woody, and the first 2 hours is very challenging to my nose. It makes my nose wrinkle up a little bit. It unfortunately does. After the 2 hour mark, and maybe it's the musk or the florals itself that kind of soften it up. And if it does, that mid, which normally takes 10 to 15 minutes, took its sweet ass time on my skin chemistry because wow. But during that dry down, it does soften up. It becomes spicy but less boozy, a little bit more woody with some resins. The dry down itself is fantastic, but the opening, like the first 2 hours, is very difficult for me. This is masculine, this is mature, so this is a great versatile fragrance for a burly masculine man who wants a signature scent. You could dress this one down casually, but I would say more so with a sense of style. So something like this is not overly fashionable, but something that's a black tie to a tuxedo event. Hell, you can even wear this with, like, let's say like a white t-shirt and a leather jacket. It's a gentleman's scent, but at the same time, it's a bit of a bad boy scent. It's a little bit like James Bond. I've said that James Bond kind of smells like Givenchy Gentleman Only Absolute. I've said that in countless videos. This, maybe it really does smell like James Bond a little bit more so. This will shine best in the wintertime, but I also think that the fall you can kind of get away with it when it's colder. Spring and summer, or even like the warmer fall days, this is going to be very heavy, so I don't think that this will really do too well for you. Longevity off this was good, 8 to 9 hours, and projection was more so on the moderate side. But with a bottle, I could see this being quite heavily, so less is more. Price tag, all right. So I did say that this is a limited edition and that they only created like 3,000 bottles, give or take. Well, online, I've seen this for $80 to $100 USD. I think it was $105 USD that I saw it on Fragrance Net. So you are spending that cheddar. Wife's thoughts? Well, I wish I was able to get that reaction on camera because that was priceless. My wife does not like this one whatsoever. Like, mind you, to be fair, she got it when it was like the first hour and a half, but she did not like this one at all, and I asked her 3 times. So my final thoughts of Bvlgari Man in Black Essence. This is a fragrance that is definitely more so for someone who likes the masculine, the deeper, richer, warmer scents. This is of quality, but it's just not meshing on my skin. The first 2 hours does not work at all, but after hour 2, maybe even 3, it really becomes something nice. I like it after hour 2 or 3, but I am not willing to put myself through that torment for the first 2 hours just to get to the dry down. It does smell like the original in some ways. The original is just more boozier. This is more spicier and more woodier. If you have Bvlgari Man in Black, I don't think that you really need this one. But if you want it from a collector's standpoint, bottle is pretty cool if you ask me. But if you have Bvlgari Man in Black, you don't need this one. Bvlgari Man in Black is spicy, woody, but more boozier. But if you want something that is spicy, boozy, and woody, but just spicier, then this one might work better than the Bvlgari Man in Black. Rating out of 5, I gotta be fair. There is quality to this one here, but I'm not willing to put myself through the first couple hours to enjoy the rest. 3.25 out of 5. What hurts this one? The first couple hours, but also that price tag. I just don't think it's worth that price tag. To me, it's not worth it. But guys, that is my take, but also John's take of Bvlgari Man in Black Essence. If you are in need of a fashion upgrade like myself and are over 40, you know what? John's channel is for everybody. You could be in your late teens. John talks about fashion, life, and just everything. Please check him out. His social media link will be down below. Great guy. Got a chance to briefly talk to him, but from that experience, I'm glad I met John. Great guy. Very knowledgeable in his field, and I wish him much success. And when COVID-19 is over, you're gonna have to come up to Toronto, and hopefully your services are free, because remember, we're friends, right? I do need a fashion upgrade, my man. Guys, make sure to check them out. If you want to check out some other Bvlgari fragrances, they will be in the description below. If you want to check out some great designer colder season scents, then check out this side here. Guys, I thank you for your time. Take care, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.